And I think it's a very huge flaw to make the assumption, because if you make the assumption, you're actually leaving a lot of money on the table. One of the biggest fear that a lot of advisors fear is like, my prospect already got advisor.
Yeah.
Or my prospect already got policy.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Because the opportunities are like a lot. Either you do policy review or whatever it is. We know that like it's from a commission standpoint, that's a good bag of gold. Assuming of course it's beneficial for the clients and everything else, right? Yeah, because there's so many things that we can restructure, etc.
For sure. And in fact, these days, I guess that part of, I already have an advisor. Now it becomes a very, very good topic to actually start off. Because first of all is that I think there was somewhere around 2018 to 2020, I still do a lot of policy compilation. Yeah. Some of them will say that they already have an advisor. I think the first few, I really have no idea how to handle it. I was saying, okay, very good. Yeah. Then next is I started to say like, a second opinion kind of thing, like a doctor.
Yeah. Usual. I feel it's overrated though. I feel it's overrated.
Yeah. So that part of the second opinion thing comes into play. Then I guess the one that I thought that really worked quite well, I thought is more of like telling them what is this review about. Yeah, because you can say second opinion about what? Like what? They probably hear these things already, then they just like, okay, this person just want to use an excuse to come. Yeah. I go back to story selling again. I just say that, hey, I just thought that maybe I can actually help you do a review, because I'm not surprised, okay, that there is a advisor that is advising you. Yeah. In fact, if you told me that you don't have, I will be even more surprised. Yeah. So that's usually my script and stuff like that. Then next part of it, I'll share a bit more like why, even though let's say you have an advisor, you still can do this thing, is because number one is that, are you 100% sure in terms of what you have gotten? Yeah. And if let's say today we can be 101% sure of what you're getting, isn't it better? And number two is that if it's really that good, then why are you afraid of reviewing it? Yeah.
And I also feel like one of the other what you call like flip the script.
Yeah.
Kind of strategy was like, when someone say let's say you're doing cold call, or someone say you already got advisor, right? Like most of us will be like, the overrated way was like give a second opinion.
Yeah.
But one of the other way was like that I found was really useful was like, we actually acknowledge and agree and be happy that advisor, and then we say that actually, you know what, in fact, like you flip the script, right? You say that, hey, anyway, a lot of my prospects, a lot of my clients, right, all got advisors on. In fact, I actually most of the time only want prospects or customers or clients, right, that have advisors. Then it will trigger you'll break the pattern, right? Yeah. Then because they'll be like, why is it good? Because this means that I've already bought certain things and whatever.
Right,
you probably can't sell much, right? But then it breaks the pattern, because they will suddenly feel like they are different. Then you have to give the reason, right? And then I'll say the reason is because the very fact that you have advisor and they have policies, right, is better, because this means that you truly believe to a certain degree in insurance and investment.
Correct.
Right? And I don't have to deal with. And this was that so this is a frame. This is a frame like to make them feel better. It's an identity thing, right? Which is, hey, you know what? I think the first thing is like, first of all, I only look for customers or prospects or clients that already have policies and also advisors.
Yeah.
Right? I rarely take on people that don't have anything. And then they say, do you know why? Then they're like, why? Then I say, okay, the reason is because number one, you believe, it means you really believe in insurance investments, right? And then number two, it also means that I'm dealing with responsible individuals. Yeah, I'm dealing with responsible individuals. Because I don't like to deal with irresponsible. I mean, same thing, Zach, in your workplace, you also don't want to deal with irresponsible, right? Same thing. And the very fact that you already have some things, right, shows that you are a responsible individual. And I would love to explore this conversation to help you in certain areas that could help you with whatever it is that you want to achieve.
Well, that is a very good one.
Yeah, that's the frame. Yeah, so like I use that frame. That was a good frame. And then it becomes like, then the person will become like different. And also, the person would also tend to be more inclined to actually help you with, to let you do the policy review. The reason for that is because they have to be tagged to their identity. Because they would like to hear the very fact that they're responsible, because it makes sense. But the moment they commit to their identity that I'm a responsible person, what does a responsible person do? A responsible person will make sure that the policies will always be reviewed, will always be updated, correct? But so it's very hard for them to say like, I don't want because blah, blah, blah. I mean, of course, they can say they have other advisors, right? But like, generally speaking, it's kind of like, humans, I think Robert Cialdini says this, right? Like, you want to always be humans always tend to be consistent in what they say and do.
Correct.
Yeah. So if I feel and believe that I'm a responsible person with
Yeah.
what you said, what you labeled me,
Yeah.
then I would also have actions of a responsible individual.
Kind of like identity
Correct,
closing.
right? Yeah, it's an identity close, right? Yeah, identity close to get a policy review. Yeah. So like this is actually a beautiful thing, right? Yeah.
Oh.
But a lot of people will feel like it's an objection. It works as this is important because it works especially well in different areas like cold calling, right? Or getting referrals. Getting referrals, they always say I will get advice already.
Correct.
You know, I'm not interested, blah blah blah. Yeah. So that's also another way a frame to be, right? So I think that's like the beautiful part about like people having advisors. Just because someone already got advisor or someone already got policy equals to they know everything about it already.
Exactly.
Right? Like, but then the thing is like if you were to challenge that assumption, and I think that's an assumption that is made very commonly. Right? So then the question becomes like, okay, if we were to challenge that assumption, like how do we actually know that the person who has this policy and also have an advisor received and understood about financial planning, about how this policy should be or can be used.
Yeah.
Like how do we know, right?
Yeah.
You know, but we always just say, oh, you know, yeah, and stuff like that, right? And I think it's a very huge flaw to make the assumption because if we make the assumption, you're actually leaving a lot of money on the table, right? So like for example, it's like just because someone got an advisor and then bought a policy, right?
Yeah.
We don't know how the advisor sold the policy,
Correct.
right? We don't even know like did the advisor share any educational or kind of stuff or concept at all. It's just, or it could just be a selling, right?
Yeah.
We might not even know whether the consumer or the prospect, him or herself, knows exactly what their plan is for, right? Because, you know, you talk about like your mom having that 25 years savings plan and everything else. My dad, when I checked my own policies back then when I first joined the industry, my dad has bought for me, actually I have a whole life plan, right? Didn't cover CI, only cover death.
Yeah.
Right? It was a pay for entire life kind of stuff. I think it was, 1,000, the premium was about 1,200 and then covers about 120 grand death, right? And then I also asked so, you know, when you're in 2017, when you look at plans like this, we all know it's a whole life plan, right? We know it's a whole life plan that, you know, maybe didn't cover CI. But when I asked my dad, like, what was that policy about,
Saving plan.
He said it was a savings plan. It was a savings plan. So when he bought it, and he bought it from my cousin.
Right.
Yeah, one of my cousin. I mean, obviously my family's a bit weird, but like my cousin is like nearly 50 years old. Yeah, 29 this year. Yeah, my cousin is 50, so it's like I'm the youngest kind of stuff. But same generation, same cousin, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was he sold him that plan and then said it was a savings plan. Right now, objectively speaking, maybe at that point in time, I don't know whether was whole life plan already existed or it's just a trend that, you know, it's a whole life plan or whatever as a savings plan, right? Maybe I don't know if at that point in time got savings plan. I also don't know, right?
Yeah.
But because it was bought it was purchased in when I first born, 1994, right? So then the question, but the point was like, he thought it was a savings plan, right? Yeah. So my point is like, just because someone has a policy or has an advisor doesn't mean like the advisor did a great job.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that the prospect knows exactly what the policy is about, and also does not necessarily mean that the prospect understands
Correct.
how it is, right? Yeah. So I think like if we challenge those assumptions and then always do our concepts in the way that we want them to think, in the way we want to believe, right?
Correct.
I think like it will really help with a lot of money.